birds.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hunting. Hello, friends. My name's host Eric. I'm host Talking to Fifth People. And I'm here to condemn two well-intentioned wrongs. Namely, Black Lives Matter and the COVID quarantine bullshit. So the COVID quarantine bullshit is, of course, bullshit. As I said from the very get-go, what was going to happen when they started to remove the quarantine? Well, you have a sudden uptick in COVID cases, of course. You just need to let it run its course. You're not going to successfully prevent people from getting it. You just let it run its course.
Isn't that what we should be doing? And isn't that what he said he was going to do?
Oh.
Like Trump, didn't he finally?
Yeah, but nobody listened to him.
What's up with that?
The one time he's right.
Well, that's what you get. That's what you get.
And you cry wolf all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Now, Black Lives Matter is an inherently stupid and horrible idea. Because, of course, it's race-based. And everything race-based is always divisive and stupid and horrible and missing the fucking point. I've gone over this a million times before. But I'm going to go over it again because people are stupid. And they need to hear the truth. Black Lives Matter is the worst possible thing that anybody could possibly do for any human being, regardless of their race. Because it reduces people to their race. That's always stupid. It is true that police should not kill people.
Yes.
And that's the issue. It's not had nothing to do with race. They shouldn't kill Mexican people either.
I was just thinking
kill
the
white
same
people
thing.
either.
Exactly. No one should get killed.
Right. The cops should not kill people unless they really genuinely have an absolute need to.
Right. And that's usually when a weapon is out.
And that's like 90% of the time they don't really have a need
exactly.
to. And so it's good that people are freaking out about this, but they're freaking out the wrong fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It has nothing to do with race.
No.
As I am blacker than most people I've ever met. Most of the time. Some of the time anyway. Occasionally I am.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm super, super, super black, and I'm super offended by Black Lives Matter.
So glad.
Rachel can tell you right now, my juice has never been sweeter. That means the berry is very dark.
This is true.
And, you know, the other thing that she'll tell you is she'll never go back. I think you know what that means. She's gone. The argument I hear is we don't want to focus on race, but the problem is racism at the base force side. It's not racism. A racist cop who never commits a crime is not a problem. Right? The racist cop who always enforces the law as he should and treats everybody the same equally in his job capacity is not a problem. The cop who kills somebody in his job capacity who doesn't need to kill, he's a problem. It has nothing to do with race.
How nice these fold up.
They fold up beautifully.
I'm so nice. I'm so happy.
I'm so glad you got these.
For going with me.
Sure. So the thing is, obviously the COVID shutdown and the Black Lives Matter movement are both sort of well-intentioned. Like Black Lives Matter is saying, hey, listen, there is racism. Black people are disproportionately treated this way by the cops. It doesn't matter if they are disproportionately, first of all. The problem is still the same problem, whether it doesn't matter who is killed by the cops, right? So it doesn't matter if they're disproportionately affected. Also, who are they to say what somebody's race is? Just because, you know, it's like somebody gets shot by the cop. Did anybody ask Robert Floyd if he was black? Did anybody ask Robert Floyd if he was black?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't think so. How do we know he was black?
I actually don't know.
There's no reason to think he was. He didn't self-declare as that. He could have been transracial for all we know.
Exactly. Also, you really can't because Drake.
George Floyd, is that his name? What did I say his name was?
George Floyd.
I said Robert Floyd? My bad.
Sorry.
My bad.
Good
correction. Thank you, Jake Hurwitz.
So a lot of people think that Drake is black. He's actually Mexican. So
there you go. You know, a lot of people think what's his name? Who's what's the president of China's name? Xi Xiaoping or something like that? I don't know. But anyway, a lot of people think he's Chinese. He's not.
He's not?
No, interestingly, he's Indian from India. That just makes it so weird that they're fighting right now.
That's what I think too. Usually if Eric's thinking it, I'm probably thinking it too. Usually if Eric's saying it, I'm probably thinking it. Happens a lot.
The other thing to remember is, even if it is the case that people have reasonable objections about the police, this notion that we should defund the police, get rid of them entirely, and or that it's okay to pull down statues and other shit is complete nonsense. We need basic law and order, not anarchy. Now, I agree we don't need to be all authoritarian about shit. I'm first in line at the non-authoritarian line, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like YouTube wants to promote my controversial topic very much, even though I put it as...
No, they don't always.
No, thanks.
You're welcome.
Sweet Cheeks McGeeks. Rachel's new name is Sweet Cheeks McGeeks. Also, Leggy Peggy.
Aww.
That's another one of her new names. She's definitely my Leggy Peggy.
Thanks, baby.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you guys saw our earlier live stream, but we almost started a fire. Bacon says, do you think welfare or mass incarceration contributes more to single motherhood? Well, mass incarceration for sure. Welfare is basically a non-issue. There's not really, people don't really get welfare much anymore. It's pretty much been killed out of the. And people understand that means tested. Well, anyway, in-kind benefits based on means testing, or means testing benefits based on means testing are poverty incentives. They incentivize poverty, so they're always a terrible idea. Welfare is a terrible idea, obviously, but mass incarceration is definitely more a problem. We have over 1 million people in the United States incarcerated for drugs. That's a serious problem. No, it had nothing to do with their race. It may be the case that the disproportionate number of blacks incarcerated is proof of some systemic inequity in our system, but that's not what we need to address. The systemic inequity is made possible by the fact that we have empowered government to do something they ought not do, which is enforce all these drug laws. Yeah. That's where all this bullshit comes from. Because drug laws are about consensual crimes. In other words, there's nobody calling in to complain they've been victimized by a drug crime. Then it's obviously enforced arbitrarily. You know, cops can let you go. Nobody's going to complain. Oh, nice local white kid here. You can go with your. I'm just going to pour your cocaine out and you can go. Nobody complains. They arrest the black guy, and he goes, "Well, okay, I guess then he goes to court, and they go, "Well, you did do it, and now you're guilty, and now you go to jail." That's where the systemic racism comes in. No, there is no like racist application of car theft laws. If somebody steals your car, it doesn't matter what race you are, and it doesn't matter what race the person is who's stolen your car. Yeah. If they catch that person, they're going to arrest them. They're going to give you your car back. It's basic shit, you know? Drug laws are not like that. So they are made to be enforced arbitrarily and for cops to get away with it. If you have a law that's going to be enforced arbitrarily by cops who can enforce it arbitrarily because there's nobody to complain when it doesn't get enforced, you're doomed for sure to have the individual biases of the cops come through into the equation. It doesn't matter whether the cops don't like black people, don't like Mexican people, don't like short people, don't like tall people, don't like women, don't like whatever. It doesn't matter. The problem is they're engaged in a rights violating process in the first place and calling it law enforcement. The drug laws are the problem. John Smith, see a spite monkey? It's sort of a basic textbook spite monkey technique there, coming in as no picture, kind of new account name.
John Smith too.
John
What up,
Smith.
Utter Self?
Hi, Utter Self. Yo, 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 indeed. We are playing yo-yos today. We're playing yo-yos with people of all races because we're very inclusive here. Mm-hmm. We don't assume we know what your race is. It doesn't, just because by looking at you, I look at Rachel. I actually have not. I don't think I've ever asked her what her race is, or if I do, I don't remember the answer. So I could just say Vietnamese. Is that right?
I found out I'm 1% Asian.
Okay, well,
I'm 23andMe.
As far as I'm concerned, that makes you 100% Vietnamese.
Exactly. Me too.
Hanging to you, thank you. Eric is your favorite ENFP. I thought it was your favorite ESTP. Are you saying I'm both? Gosh, John Smith, you've got me flustered with your trolling. Eric is my favorite INTJ. Eric is my favorite INTJ too.
Yeah, Eric is my favorite INTJ.
So anyway.
John Smith is my favorite Pocahontas.
John Smith is my favorite Pocahontas too. So anyway, obviously YouTube doesn't really want me to talk about these things. Pretty obvious. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, this time of day, provocative title. Look, Rachel, you're Angantir's favorite ENTJ.
Thanks. Aw.
Congratulations.
I'm going to write you a check.
Utter Self doesn't see race and gender. He only sees people as bundles of joy.
Aww.
I do see race and gender. It just, what I see constantly changes. So I may perceive a person one day as Chinese, the other day as white, the other day as black, just because not only am I racially fluid in myself, I'm racially fluid in my perceptions of others as well. I will impose race and gender on you, but it's going to be completely random. John Smith, you're a short Israeli woman. Angantir, you're a tall, thin Nordic goddess. Zayden Black, you are a squat French-Canadian man who traps beavers in his spare time.
I'm a descendant of Genghis Khan.
You can be Genghis Khan himself. Would you like to?
Sure.
Okay, you get to be you're Genghis Khan. I'm going to be Attila the Hun, and we're going to get into a homosexual relationship.
Yes.
How fun! Who gets to conquer whom? We'll find
out. Right.
I want to get. That would be the best thing to do if you were to go back in time. Is to have a cruel Coliseum, right? Except the only people who you make fight in your Coliseum are like history supervillains. Today, Hitler forced to fight against Mussolini in hand-to-hand combat. Right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow we've got Attila the Hun versus Genghis Khan.
Wow.
And then we've got who was that? There was this one Pope who was famous. I think his name was Innocent, even Pope Innocent or something. And he was famous for being a complete debaucher, just like having orgies and and just being the world's hugest hypocrite, right? So, I'd want to get him in the mix too, just as kind of. I think he may have been mentioned by Dante Alighieri. Oh. As a particularly sinful person because he was Pope and he was wicked. Oh. I think they have a specific.
You know more than I do.
Specific circle of hell just for bad popes, I believe, if I remember correctly. It's the ice one, if I remember correctly.
The ice one. I like that.
Bad popes. You're on level bad pope. You don't want to be stuck on level bad pope.
Then you die.
And interior, you do have long flowing hair. Oh, it just became short and red.
Oh.
Your hair just changed. Now you have short red hair bob. You have a bob.
Oh.
Like this. It just goes to here, but it's like round.
But it's like round.
Not if they belong to your church. If what belong to my church? The Mer people? Are we talking about Mer lives matter? Okay? Mer lives matter. That's both your Mer men and your Mer women.
They do. I don't like it when people forget about mermen.
Right. Your Mer ladies and your Mer gentlemen.
Do mer gentlemen wear bow ties and mermen wear ties?
Well, listen, Rachel, it's now considered derogatory to call them mermaids, okay? They need to be called
yeah, that's true.
Mer ladies. Okay? Mer butler. You know, if you are really rich, you have mer butlers for your swimming pools. Okay? You have multiple swimming pools. You have a complex of swimming pools that goes together, right? That has like little rivers between them. And you have a mer butler serving the complex of swimming pools. A freshwater mer butler. See, the problem with that whole idea there is that mer people are normally saltwater. You need to get some freshwater.
True. So the butler is the saltwater. Is this your Coke?
The term is mer people. No. The term is not mer people. It's mer persons. Okay?
I was just gonna say that.
It's mer persons.
It is.
And there are some who advocate for merper children because that way you don't have the word son in it and it's not so gender specific. Merper children, although some people think merper children is offensive, so it's hard to say.
Make Atlantis great again. I agree. That's what I should put that on my bumper sticker, which be my pants.
Land dwellers should enslave the mer people would be a good bumper sticker for your car. Right? Us land people should enslave the mer people.
Really well in Urban Outfitters.
Let's enslave the mer people and make them our mer butlers.
Oh my gosh, what up, CJ O'Connell? It's been a little bit.
C.J. O'Connell is in the house. He's calling out to the mer butler for a drink while he's in the pool. Finally, a hot take on BLM. BLM is bullshit.
What is BLM?
Bullshit, least meaningful. That's what BLM should stand for.
Oh, yeah.
Bullshit, least meaningful. Why? Because, of course, it's missing the entire point. It's being divisive for no good reason. The problem is police violating rights. It's not violating black people's rights. It doesn't matter whose rights they're violating. That's the problem. Should policing be changed so that it is less of a focus on use of force and more of a focus on preserving life and liberty and limb of the citizens whom they have encounters with? Yes, it absolutely should be that way. But Black Lives Matter is absolutely contradictory to that. There's no reason to think that black people are the salient issue here. The salient issue here is the actual issue here, which is police using violence inappropriately. It doesn't matter who they're using it inappropriately about or against. It's always wrong. Aren't we all black inside, asked Physical Thinker? Well, we are all darker inside. Well, not all of us. Most of us are darker inside than outside because the blood is usually darker than your skin. Blood is darker than skin.
That should be the slogan.
Yeah. Blood is darker than skin, brother. We're all pink inside.
We're all pink inside.
I'm all kinds of different colors inside.
Yeah,
reds and
pinks, blues.
Whites.
We got blue.
I got some blues in me.
Green.
My colon is a shocking blue, as we discussed. But it's not just the butthole; it goes all the way to the colon.
Electric blue.
Yeah.
It goes up the whole way like that.
All the way to the colon. Yeah.
That's like going on a tube slide.
Mm-hmm. A tube slide of blue.
Wow, for your poo?
A tube slide of blue for my poo. That's what I call it. Yeah, that's a good point there, Rachel. The other thing is my kidneys are neon green.
Ooh.
So, anyway, Black Lives Matter is stupid and divisive, and nobody should side with it at all. And all people, no matter what race they self-identify as at this moment, should all go, hey, that's stupid, because our races can change at any moment, and well, then our lives matter the same regardless, so why are we talking about that?
Lives do matter.
Yeah,
how does it feel to watch your evil history and statuses be erased before your eyes?
How does it feel to watch my evil history and statues be? It's not my evil history, fucktard. I'm racially fluid. I've been all different races. I've been subjected to racism on all different fronts. That's why I'm right and you're so fucking wrong about this, idiot. Black Lives Matter is inherently divisive, and any sort of invocation of race is inherently divisive because the actual problem, hey, shit for brains, listen to me, Mike Jones. Don't be an idiot. The actual problem is police violence, police using violence inappropriately and violating people's rights. That is always wrong. It doesn't matter the context in which it's wrong. And I tell you what else is always wrong. Fucking tearing down a statue. It's a crime, moron.
It is a crime.
People who do that should be arrested and in prison for it. There are appropriate processes that we all have to follow if we want to get public policy change. If you think those statues should be taken down, you can use public policy to get those taken down the same way that everybody else can. There's no justification for violence. There's no justification for tearing shit down, vandalism. Absolutely not. Then go through the system to get them taken down. If you think they're not mine, fucktard. Hey, shit for brains. They're not mine. Stop ascribing shit to me. You don't even know what fucking race I am. What race are you? Shit for brains. At least I have the courtesy to ask you. Don't do that. Rachel.
Oh, why?
I am fighting with him. Don't do that.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to bust your chops. Sorry, Mike Jones. Rachel got a little overzealous here. Just because I'm having an argument with somebody, he didn't do anything wrong to justify that. So he's making his arguments.
I just think that the way it was said, I wasn't happy.
I wasn't happy with it either, but I'd rather have this argument.
So you can still have it.
No, you're right.
Not have that language.
You're right.
If you have that language, if anyone has that language, I probably would have put them on the deck.
Listen. Normally, I would agree with you completely, actually. So I'm wrong to chastise you for that. But I would say, in this instance, I more want to have this argument and make sure that home fries here, whoever he is, understands the truth. Okay. And I can't do that. I can't yell at him properly if he's timed out is the problem. Nobody's trying to erase history. Just because I'm smart and recognize the actual issues here doesn't mean I'm trying to erase history, for God's sakes.
What was said...
Fortunately, we're not stuck in history, are we?
What was said was, fuck your white supremacy. I thought that was wrong.
No, you were right, Rachel. You were right. I'm too much in the mood to fight this bullshit that's why I wanted you to leave it. Because I can't fight him when it's timed out. But you made the right decision. I don't blame you for doing that at all. Obviously, I'm not a white supremacist. I mean, no sane human being would call me a white supremacist. No sane human being would call any of those statues mine. You have to be a complete idiot to think that. Anger doesn't justify stupidity. For God's sakes.
Yikes is right.
This is the number one thing to note. Anger never justifies stupidity. Don't be stupid just because you're mad. Notice how I'm mad, but I'm not saying stupid shit. I think this is going to be a controversial thing, so that's why I right off the bat, I unmonetized it. Just, I said, turn off monetization. Because
Not even.
then YouTube treats it differently or something. I don't know. But the point is, yeah, I mean, talk about a racist coming in here and calling me a white supremacist, assuming you know what race I am. It's freaking rude. You don't know what race I am. It changes nearly every day.
That's a really harsh word.
Good point. Being angry automatically makes it easier to say stupid things. That's true. But I rarely say things I regret when I'm angry. I just say the things I'm trying to say in the first place louder. Diversity does not require distinction on those grounds, not on completely arbitrary, ontologically constraining grounds like race. Not in this one. Until fucktard showed up. This is host Eric's correctness zone. No bullshit groupism of any sort is permitted. Be it sexism, racism, democratism, republicanism, or whatever, reducing individuals to members of their group is always bullshit. And that's been my argument all along from the get-go. Reducing people to members of their group is always bullshit. Just is. Now, I'll tell you a group I'm willing to reduce to the members of it are people who favor Black Lives Matter. They are a group of people called people who are not thinking properly. And it is fine to reduce them to the status of, you need to think better about this. That's fine. I can do that. That's a very specific critique. That's not a general critique that says, these people are bad, these people are whatever. Things you are thinking wrong. I've explained this multiple times. I'll explain it again. Race is inherently divisive. We do not need to ever use it in any public policy discussion. It will always be divisive. It will always produce negative outcomes. There are actual issues that we could actually talk about that would be addressing the actual problem, and they have nothing to do with race. A lot of news media are motivated to keep people angry or scared because those are the stories that sell. Now, the amount of politicization in the COVID coverage has been absolutely insane, and what's really responsible. Mike Jones, listen, you did deserve to get timed out, but I regret that you did anyway, okay? Because I'm in the middle of arguing with you, so I wish that it hadn't happened, but you deserve it according to the standards around here. We don't... Listen, stop calling shit white supremacy just because it disagrees with you. That's called being dumb. If you're going to come around here and have a conversation, you're going to have to have an intelligent conversation. I knew
he was going to come back. That's why.
No, but this is fine, Rachel. But listen, I'm going to convert him into thinking well from thinking poorly. That's my job here. Okay.
Yep.
So I am, Mike Jones, somebody who thinks extremely well about things, and my position on this is that race. Hey, Mike, listen to me. Remember, race is a self-identified or other identified quality that was created by people who wanted to enslave other people. That's why they created the idea of race. Mike Jones, those kind of laws are inherently bad because they're rights violating, not because they cluster. Listen, if you have rights violating laws, you're going to see them cluster to harm certain populations. That's true. The problem is not the racism. The problem is those kind of laws. We shouldn't have drug laws. We shouldn't have stop and frisk laws. I agree with you completely. Those kind of laws which allow cops to arbitrarily enforce shit because nobody's saying, hey, you're just going all over the place. Hey, Mike Jones, now is not the olden days, okay? Now is now. You need to stop being dumb. You need to actually engage intelligently around here, okay? Nobody's going to have this kind of... I agree with you, Mike Jones. You're not thinking again. The problem with each of these things is not race, is it? Using marijuana is a probable cause search. Problem's not race, it's the law about marijuana, isn't it? Iran-Contra. The problem's not race, it's about secret backroom dealings that are not constitutional. They affect everybody, Mike Jones. Do you think only black people get harmed by bullshit laws? That's not the problem, though, Mike Jones. We get rid of the actual source of the problem rather than one of the symptoms of it. Be smart. Don't be dumb. Address the problem. Mike Jones, you're not being honest. and I'm tired of your lies. Now, you need to understand that race is a concept that was created by people who wanted to justify rights violations by enslaving people. They had to justify it somehow. They created this bullshit category called race that doesn't exist. It's not a meaningful thing, okay? And now you're embracing it. You want them to win the argument by creating these artificial constraints and saying everybody must be part of one of them. That's ontologically violent and stupid. Yes, Mike Jones, so stop embracing it. It was created by men who wanted to enslave other people. Hey, shit for brains. Stop embracing the thinking of the enslavers. Don't be a slave. Don't be a slave in your thinking. You're a slave in your thinking. You've chosen to be a slave in your thinking because you've chosen to agree with race and to position yourself as part of one. That's your fucking problem, moron. No, you don't choose facts at all, dude. You're just talking out your ass. You have not answered a single fucking thing I've said. You're not responding to anything I've said. That means you're dumb. You're dumb. You're a dumb person.
They actually took away stop and frisk in New York City.
The point is, Mike Jones, if you want to be considered intelligent, you have to actually respond to what I say. You can't just ignore it like a shithead. Now, do you want to be smart or do you want to be stupid? If you want to be smart, respond to what I say. Hey, Mike Jones, don't just throw shit out there like that. Respond to what I said. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it doesn't stand as an argument. Stupid. If you can't respond to what I said, I mean, it stands. You assent to it. Now, you're going to be stupid or you're going to respond to what I said. Address what I said. Respond to my point. Be smart. You have a chance here.
Also, be PC because I will hammer you if you aren't.
What cliche bullshit. If you weren't even listening, Mike Jones, then you are dumber than I thought. I'm sorry, dumb. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. You're a fucking idiot. You are a real piece of work, Mike Jones, a real idiot. One of the dumbest people I've encountered in a long time. I'm a cliche machine? Are you human? I think Mike Jones might be like, Mike Jones, you're failing the Turing test right now. You haven't responded to anything I've said. You are failing the Turing test. You know what that means?
I'm taking a bomb rip.
Yeah, right. Time to take a bomb rip. Here's shit for brains. Ad hominems, you don't even know what the fuck that is. I haven't justified any conclusions with calling you these names. These are insults, shit for brains. They're not justifications of conclusions. God, you're dumb. Yeah, how do you keep shitting without eating? Exactly. Here, I'm transubstantiating this bong rip for you. Maybe it'll smoke some sense into your fucking brain. Riri. I transubstantiate this bong rip for the very, very stupid Mike Jones. That's for you, Mike. Maybe it'll smoke some sense into you.
It has nothing to do with anyone's personality.
Race has nothing to do with anything.
No, it doesn't.
It's just a bucket of stupidity that stupid people draw out of a well of dumbness to pour onto bad ideas. That's a perfect way to explain what race is. It's a bucket of stupidity that dumb people draw out of a well of dumbness to pour onto their bad ideas, to water them. No, they're not just like this now. Not all the streams are like this. Most of the streams are not nearly this combative. Most people don't come in with quite as big a dumbness problem as Mike Jones. Why? How does it? Mike Jones, whatever happened in 1994, I'm sure it resulted in racist outcomes potentially, but you're missing the point, stupid. The problem is the law, and the advocacy ought to be to change those laws because they are an overreach of government power, not because of some sort of fucking stupid race thing that you're talking about. Don't be dumb. Think. Stupid people like you are winning the argument for some reason. That's what's happening. That's how I can explain it. Stupid people like Mike Jones are winning the argument. Plus COVID frustration is pent up. That's what it is.
Welcome to Jumanji. I'm your host, Rachel Apolosa. Right now, it's a tie.
Well, Mike Jones in the ESFP.
Yeah, man.
I got some groupism. It's fine. Neither of them are epidemics, stupid. They're both treated badly because they should both be. The laws are not appropriate because the government should not be engaging in consensual dealings with people in that fashion. Whenever you have a consensual crime that it's say nobody is going to complain with not enforced, whenever you have one of those kinds of laws, it will always be enforced arbitrarily by the police, who will let their own friends and family members go, and people they think are good go, and people who they think are different they'll arrest. That's always going to be how it is when you have arbitrary laws like that. So the problem is the law, dumb, not race. Use brain.
Crack is whack, and it did end up killing Whitney Houston.
You know what they say in that movie, Bob Roberts? Don't do crack. It's a ghetto drug. Just a quote. It signifies what Mike Jones is talking about. Of course, there have been plenty of cases where urban decay has justified outrageous violations of rights, and those are always wrong and bad. But you keep talking about it as racially relevant. It's not racially relevant. Urban decay always prompts authoritarian bullshit that needs not be in place. Okay? Now, the fact is, urban decay is facilitated by government programs that support people who are means testing, is poverty incentives, whatever. The point is, you get urban decay and you get politicians saying, this is the problem, this is where crime is centralized, let's get rid of it. I agree with you that those laws are bad. How am I delusional, Mike Jones? I'm actually the only one between the two of us making any kind of cogent sense at all. You're not saying anything. You're not. Mike Jones, you're jumping around from place to place, you fucking retard. But we're still arguing the last point. But you don't pay any attention because you're obviously an ESFP. KA says, I'm black and I can say I don't support BLM. The only protest when a white cop kills a black person, 104 black people were shot in Chicago this Father's Day and they don't make a sound. I mean, the point is, we have actual problems to address. A lot of things Mike Jones is talking about are actual problems, but he keeps coming at it from the wrong angle. He thinks that the correlate is what matters rather than the actual thing itself. Solve the problem, don't solve the symptom of the problem. I'm not spewing philosophical bullshit, Mike Jones. I'm making sense, and you're sounding like increasingly somebody who has an IQ under 80. You need to be responsive to what I say. I'm an intelligent person. You can't just throw stupidity at me and expect it to do anything. Sorry, it won't work. FI trolling is right. ESFP for sure. Except he believes it. This one's demonetized, okay? Zaylen Black, I agree with you. People will get very upset. What's my agenda? The truth and justice. A non-divisive approach, okay? Where people don't use ontological prisons like race to impose identities on people or have identities imposed upon them by people. That means we have to not use those things. It's not like you can use this evil weapon well and other people use it in an evil way. It's always used evilly because it's an evil weapon. So think. Yeah, he's just trying to fight against me. He doesn't understand anything, is why. He's not thinking at all. He's just assuming that I can't be reasoned with or something because he's dumb or just consistently encountered people who can't engage with him or something. If there's systematic racism, listen, racism itself is not a problem. Let's say somebody is racist but never violates anybody's rights. Then it's not a problem. We cannot police people's mental processes. We can police their behavior. If they violate rights, that should be policed. We cannot police people's mental processes, and it's incredibly dumb and incredibly arrogant to think that you might be able to. So, yes, you address bad laws. Bad laws will always manifest as bad laws. So they'll either disproportionately hurt this population or that population or another population. Bad laws also sometimes disproportionately hurt the wealthy. And that's not fair either. No, Mike Jones, you keep not listening to me. You're not hearing my words because you either have cotton in your ears or you're not choosing to not think. I am not saying that when certain populations of people are disproportionately poorly affected by a law that that's okay. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you're part of the problem, not part of the solution. And you're not addressing what I'm saying. Okay? We can't police people's mental processes. That's indisputable. You're not addressing what I'm saying. Mike Jones, you're not addressing what I'm saying. You're running away like a coward. Now, don't run away like a coward and address what I'm saying. Stupid. Yeah, I know Mike Jones just changes the topic and calls names. You address that shit I'm saying, Mike Jones, or you walk away with your tail between your legs, ashamed of yourself for your failure like you should. Because right now you walked in here and just utterly failed. Fucking tonight, I always explain, I'm racially fluid, fucktard. My race changes on a daily basis. Do you not hear me? Why don't you listen? Use your ears and listen.
Still a tie.
Do you hear the amount of grace you get around here, Mike Jones? My own girlfriend is affording you a tie. How much more fairly could anybody possibly be treated in any discourse than this? I'm racially fluid, Mike Jones, not fluent, stupid. Racially fluid. It changes every day. My race changes. I'm Vietnamese right now. Stupid. God, why are you so racist against Vietnamese people, Mike Jones? God, I hate that. I get this every time I'm Vietnamese. People like Mike Jones come in and they're just super racist against me. I'm so tired of your anti-Vietnamese racism, Mike Jones. It's sickening. It's sickening and disgusting. Vietnamese lives matter too. Vietnamese lives matter, Mike Jones. Oh, I can't be whatever race I say I want to be, huh? Oh, so what are you, the race police now, telling people what race they can be? And how do you police that? How exactly do you police what race I am, Mike Jones? Go ahead. Prove to me I'm not Vietnamese. Racist? Yeah, it is.
Point Strauss.
Here, let's pull up some debate cards for you. Mike Jones, your insults and avoidance just prove your failure time and time again. Answer what I say or admit you're wrong. It's that simple. All right. Jones 2015A. Race is not a real thing. Awarding anything on race based on race as a criterion is equivalent to awarding it upon astrology sign. The Plessy versus Ferguson case of 1896 reaffirmed the legitimacy of having separate railroad cars for black people and white people. One thing we forget about the case is that Homer Plessy's argument was that he was white. And in 1921, the powers that be decided they needed a definition of a white person. So here's what they came up with. A white person has been held to include Armenian born in Asiatic Turkey, a person about 1/16 Indian blood and Assyrian, but not to include Afghans, American Indians, Chinese, Filipinos, Hawaiians, Hindus, Japanese, Koreans, Negroes, nor does white person include a person having 1/4 African blood, a person whose Malay blood predominates, a person whose father was a German and his mother was Japanese, a person whose father was a white Canadian and his mother was an Indian woman, or a person whose mother was Chinese and a father was the son of a Portuguese father and a Chinese mother. You know, white people. So when I say it's all made up, I mean it. It's made up. B, Jones B. C. Let me go to Jones C. That's actually the AT to B. Jones C. Tag. There is zero scientific basis for race. There are more differences among so-called races than between them. Any attribution that the status African American is wholly arbitrary. Quote, people have different complexions, but that's a far different thing from saying people with different complexions actually comprise different races of people. Scientists have certainly tried to prove for a long time there are different races, and it's all been disproven. It's bunked. Today we understand there is more genetic diversity within the so-called races than between them. The anthropologist Carol Mukhopadhyay writes about how things that we think of as demonstrating biological basis for race are just not true. In the United States, the sickle cell gene is more common among African Americans than among other populations, but it's not a racial gene. The genetic variation that causes it is also found in South Asia, Southern Europe, and Middle East. It is only found in some parts of Africa. When we turn to the racial category black, Africa has hundreds, if not thousands, of linguistically, culturally, politically, and historically distinct populations. Africa is home to the shortest and the tallest people in the world. Other traits vary significantly, including skin color, facial traits, overall body shapes, even the frequency of sickle cell and lactose intolerance. The problem with Americans' folksy way of defining who's who based on skin color is that skin color is not a discrete trait. There's a spectrum of gradation of skin colors. So marking off at an arbitrary point at which to say somebody paler than this and is one thing and somebody darker than that is another is not a naturally occurring division between people. So I'm reading these evidence cards because I want to make clear to you that your ideas of race are stupid. I want to make this abundantly clear. Africa has the shortest people in the world and the tallest. Some of the fattest and some of the skinniest. Some people have sickle cell, some don't. The fact that we classify them as one race because of some arbitrary and pointless distinction like shade of skin tone is stupid, and anything that contributes to that is stupid. No, but Mike, we can only, that means we have a choice. We either embrace racist thinking like you do, or we reject it like I do. That's the only choice we have. So if you want to be smart, reject it like me instead of embracing it like you're doing. Stop empowering racism like you're doing and reject racism like I'm doing. That's the point. I'm the one who's responding to this correctly. Everybody else is responding incorrectly. Of course I am. That's racist. Mike Jones, stop being a racist. I've already explained to you what the problem is. You're not listening. No, it's not my deluded opinion, Mike Jones. I read evidence cards for it. Do you have evidence cards for your position? But what is the problem? Is the problem if somebody is racist in their head? No, the problem is when rights violations occur. Those are the things we can enforce. Those are the things we can police. Those are the things we need to pay attention to. You're focused on mental processes, which we will never be able to police and shouldn't, even if we could. So you need to do what? It rhymes with drink, but it's not drink. What is it, Mike Jones? What do you need to do? Think. I'm not rambling at all, Mike Jones. I'm being extremely cogent, salient, on point. I'm being quite decisive in my points and winning them all. You're not responsive. Means I'm winning the points. So Maybe you should try responding to what I say instead of ignoring it. Thought about that, Mike? You're getting your ass whooped here. Fuck off. You're a racist. You're an open racist. I'm openly opposed to racism. Calling me a racist. Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. Hoy. No, Mike Jones. I'm not a racist. I'm racially fluid. I am and have been every race. So I understand what it means to be an African American. You probably don't. I don't even know what race you are. You haven't even told me yet. It's a totally... Because having been African American, I know that my life matters just as much no matter what race I am, and that the crime the police commit is just as bad no matter what race it's committed against. Because race is an arbitrary distinction. It doesn't matter. That's the problem. That's why you're so mad. Because the police appear to be killing people for a reason that doesn't matter at all. That's why you're mad, stupid. So let's stop contributing to that problem and let's address the actual problem, which is the rights violations. I've been 40, 50 different races now, Mike Jones. I was French Canadian. I've been French Canadian a lot, but I've also been...
in a French Canadian mode lately. I have definitely wanted to play hockey a lot. I noticed that I move around the room like a hockey player.
I've also been multiple kinds of Native American.
Yes, he has.
I have been, in my tribe, they called me the Scout because I had amazing eyesight. So I was really popular in my tribe of Indians because I could see the prey, like, pow, there's one. Sometimes my eyesight was so good, I could see a buffalo that was 300 miles away. Now, here's the problem, Mike Jones. When your Indian tribe is starving in the winter and the papoose in the next teepee over is crying, and you spot a buffalo, but it's 300 miles away, it just really doesn't do you any good. Anyway, yeah, I've had a lot of experience being different races. No, I'm not high as fuck, Mike Jones. Do I sound high as fuck? Is there anything I'm saying that seems not rational? That you don't, well, I mean, it's obviously you don't really understand much of anything I'm saying or choose to ignore it all anyway. But any person who's doing an objective calculus of my cogents will say, Eric is not intoxicated at all. Sure, I've been Vietnamese, Taiwanese, Chinese, different races, okay? I've also been Thai from Thailand, okay? I've been Cambodian. I've been Guamese. I've been Argentinian. I've been Chilean. I've been African American. I've been Congolese from Congo. I've been Panamanian. Been French Canadian multiple times. I've been Eskimo, although we don't like to be called Eskimos anymore. We like to be called Inuits. Okay, just to let you know. I've been Micmac, although that's again a Western pronunciation of it. That's not the actual how we pronounce it when we're as the Native Americans of Canada. We don't pronounce it that way, but you'll probably pronounce it. Be familiar with it as Micmac. I've been Finnish. I've been Swedish. I've been Dutch. I've been Netherlands. That's Dutch. That's the same thing. Sorry. I've been Norwegian. Did I say Norwegian already? No, I didn't. I've been Icelandic and I've been Antarctican. That's 20 right there. 20 different races I've been. Plus, I've been one.
I cover the others. I cover the others.
You've been all the other races?
Yes. I'm telling you, I'm not even joking.
We're perfect. We match up perfectly.
We do. And he's from Southwest and I'm from the Northeast. I knew New York, and New York, South and Frisco's gone because they shut that shit down.
How did I become those races? Well, as a racially fluid person, I just wake up some days with being different races. I'm also gender fluid. I go from super manly to kind of womanly and back again.
Yep. You rolled up my sleeves today. That's a womanly thing.
I was feeling kind of womanly this morning,
Uh-huh.
So when I get really my most womanly, my name briefly changes to Erica. What, are you going to deny my ability to be gender fluid as well, Mike Jones? You might think it's hilarious. Hopefully you're learning something.
CJ O'Connell, you got it. You're hip to this. You've got it going on.
CJ O'Connell's got it going on.
In his brain.
Other self has also got it going on.
In his big, big brain.
John Smith has also got it going on.
Big brain shit.
Mike Jones also has it going on. In his brain. Going on.
In his brain.
Mike Jones, just because I'm funny and witty and clever and interesting doesn't mean that I'm insane, need to take meds, or am intoxicated. Okay? Now, we both know this. So you're just being a hater. Sorry. Being funny and clever and interesting doesn't make me either insane or on drugs. Does it?
No, but I would like to read it.
I wouldn't mind being a little bit more on drugs than I am now. I mean, I will pull into the barroom.
Cool.
But, I hope that you're learning something tonight. This is probably the first time you've ever experienced anything like this, I bet, huh? Where you've got somebody who's both schooling you, but also being pretty nice, and welcoming you to the community, as always. This is a community that tolerates divergence in thinking. So people can disagree with me all they want here. They can yell all their bullshit all they want. Mike Jones, why are you calling me white? Why are you imposing a racial identity on me? That's what I'm talking
about. That's what I don't like.
Don't impose a racial identity on me. Why you don't hear me imposing any racial identity on you, Mike Jones? Hey, am I imposing a racial identity on you?
I literally just was. I'm white knuckled right now.
I mean, I don't think Mike Jones is cloud, but he could be. I think he's actually ESFP. What are you talking about? Don't put a label on me, Mike Jones. I am a correctist. That means I'm correct about everything. Sometimes the liberals are correct, and I'm with them. Sometimes the conservatives are correct, and I'm with them. Those labels are stupid. I'm a correctist. Instead of choosing to join a group, I choose to be correct about everything. And the reason I'm correct about everything is because I'm a policy debate coach who understands how public policy works. I'm going to be president at some point here. And I actually care about the country and about inclusiveness rather than divisiveness, about bridging these sort of gaps that people like you are trying to create all the time. It doesn't matter whether Mike Jones is cloud or not, by the way. Regardless, the character of Mike Jones here coming in and playing these kind of arguments is, in fact, something that people in the world do. So, I mean, here we have a foil to argue against, whether it's cloud or whether it's somebody named Mike Jones. Doesn't matter.
Point Strauss.
Never? I use it all the time. Norwegian? I use it constantly. Mike Jones, boy, are you just shooting in the dark, aren't you? You might think that I'm a racist. The answer is shit tons of times. After all, I sing along with rap songs.
Nikolai Chai, what up? Good to see you.
I sing along with rap songs, so I sing it plenty of times, all the time. That's what happens when people write lyrics. People sing along with them. You got a problem with that? Mike? Don't be such a dum-dum. God, this guy's a dum-dum. Probably at some point in my life. And they probably interpreted it like, if that has happened and the person were you, that moron would have interpreted it as me crossing the street because of that fact. But I'm sure I'm crossing for some totally unrelated reason, and it just correlated with that. So probably that's happened before, and probably somebody dumb like you interpreted it to mean something it didn't mean.
It's now.
We are very welcoming, even to people who are being dumb.
It's now 2 Strauss, 1 Mike.
She's really just
We're playing Jumanji.
We're playing Jumanji, I guess. Okay, we're playing Jumanji. Cool. I didn't know that. Good. We're playing Jumanji. I create my own interpretations, question mark. Mike Jones, you're not addressing anything I say, so just knock it off. When you start wanting to answer my questions or answer my points or respond to what I'm saying, then that's fine. It's like no matter what kind of, if you have a bad law, like there are bad laws that disproportionately affect Mexicans in Los Angeles County because there's way more Mexicans than there are African Americans. And as a consequence, who gets most disproportionately mistreated by the cops? Mexicans. Is the problem anti-Mexican racism? No, it's cop misbehavior. It's bad behavior by the cops. They need to stop. They need to have a proper respect for human life, for human dignity and liberty, and try to protect the citizens even when they get into trouble from themselves if necessary, instead of trying to take advantage of opportunities to kill people.
Point.
And that needs to change. Absolutely.
Point.
THC Chronicles. Mike Jones, THC Chronicles, come on. Is that all you have to say? What do you mean that's some next level gaslighting? What the fuck are you talking about? You're not responding to anything I'm saying. Respond to what I said. Respond to what I said, Mike Jones. In fact, don't assume Mike Jones is any given kind of race. Nobody said what Mike Jones's race. He didn't say what his race was, did he? I don't know what Mike Jones's race is.
Nope. No race was involved in the speaking of this except for the aforementioned white supremacy and then called a white man.
Yeah, he called me a race, but I've already told him that's not what race I am. He ignored me. I asked him. I don't think I asked him what race he was because it doesn't matter, but he hasn't told me his race. I don't presume. You're a black man, obviously.
No, you can't say obviously, actually.
I don't find it obvious at all. Since race is arbitrary and self-determined, then, I don't find it obvious.
It isn't obvious.
Yeah, it probably is, Cloud. How do you respond to nonsense? I haven't said any nonsense, Mike Jones. You've said a bunch of nonsense. I responded to everything you said cogently and intelligently and on point, and you've ignored me. So, yes. That's a stinky bag of fish you've collected. Now you stick your face in it and smell it. Okay? You collected the stinky bag of fish yourself.
Sunglasses, because you're done so.
Mm-hmm. That's an interesting place to put our towels. It's not our towel. It's a blanket. So is this. Even if it were our towels, what's wrong with putting them there?
That's your opinion.
Hmm?
And everyone.
You don't like where to put our towels. You really are. I'm going to tell you, it rhymes with something. It rhymes with really moose. You know what you are, Mike Jones? It rhymes with really moose. You fold them, asswipe. Fold your own fucking blankets.
What is SI? SI is taking care of your inner being, which means like actual biological things. So think of biology. You want to be warm. You're going to want a warm comforter. You want to sleep at a good time. You want to eat well. You also want to bathe and get everything so that the inner working of you is at its best manifest.
What's the name of my cult? It's called the Marketplace of Ideas. Look it up. Homie is baked. Does my wife run my cult? I said, look it up, Mike Jones. You want to learn about it? Look it up. It's called the Marketplace of Ideas. Check it out. You'll see what kind of cult it is.
Kyra, what up?
Millie Deuce, African American yellow man, great poet of her time and the founder of Morning Schools. She is a North American legend with an unprecedented talent in music theory and physics. Look her up. Is that really true?
Sky Gear wins. Sky Gear wins at Jumanji. I'm sorry.
If
He
that's
wins.
true, he does win. If Millie Deuce really is a person.
He wins.
Let me see. Let me put quotes around it. I don't think it is. I think Sky Gear is bullshitting us. That's what I think. There are no matches for Millie Deuce.
Oh.
You bullshitter.
Womp, womp, womp. We got a minus point there.
That would be so great.
-1 for Strauss.
That would be great, though. My wife is pretty creepy. Okay, you get
-1.
now that. Okay.
-1.
That
So
gets you time out. That'll get you time out.
You got 0 points right now. You're at 0.
See, okay, you want to know what makes me time somebody out, Rachel?
Thanks. That's really nice.
We both do the same thing. When he called me a name, then you timed him out.
It's
when
respectable.
When he called you a name, I timed him out.
Yeah. I mean, when you're calling him stupid, I was like, men's amends, but you were calling a spade. That was my only justification for it. So think of you bet you're higher thinking than that.
In 2 different cases in this live stream, we've used expressions that could be accused of being racist. I earlier said without thinking about it, that's the pot calling the kettle black. And you just said without thinking about it, that's calling a spade, which are both perfectly innocent sayings, but Anyway, people get very fussy. The thing is, the problem is with fussy people don't want to come fuss at me because Rachel's right, though. See, Rachel, I need to listen to her. I can read her body language, and I ignore it when I am angry. I need to stop with the name calling. It's just I get really upset sometimes with dumbness, and I think whoever suggested that might be Cloud possibly is correct here. That
well, he did say they did say Cloud ? I'm
gonna police some of this stuff just in case. I know name calling is so satisfying. It's like, well, I gotta stop doing it. It's something I gotta work
only
on.
In these kind of situations, like name calling, like when you're just bullshitting around is whatever. Honestly, that's just the truth. But like name calling when it's about like a major like BLM now that it's called.
It's gotta be, now Rachel, as always when we have these sort of things, you're always right, and I just got but my anger gets the better of me.
It's okay. I do too. That's why my phone is cracked. Actually, this time was just being clumsy. It was just so sad.
Mine's cracked now too,
Yeah, I saw. How'd that happen?
I don't know. Don't remember how it happened. Don't remember exactly when it happened or whatever. Everybody needs support now, regardless of anybody's race. And police cruelty obviously has stuff. I agree.
Yeah,
police brutality, police cruelty, police disregard for life and limb and well-being of people that they think are bad guys. That bullshit needs to stop.
Stigma.
It absolutely needs to stop. And the thing is, I was actually a pioneering voice on this thing, and nobody listened to me at all. But I was enough of a fuss bucket about it on Facebook that when finally everybody freaked out about that one case, when this whole people started wearing, when Black Lives Matter first came about, I think. Then people were like, "Oh, that must be really satisfying for you, Eric." And I said, "Yeah, it's pretty satisfying, except this is not a very good case, this first one, But since then, there's been more instances like that. I mean, the thing is, there's a reason for that, Kyra. There's always going to be some kind of population viewed as outgroup that will be abused if the laws are not just. An unjust law allows police officers to arbitrarily enforce it and get away with it. Drug laws are just such laws. Nobody's going to complain about the cop who lets you go, right? Nobody's going to say, "Hey, I had drugs earlier. The cop pulled me over and he took my drugs and he let me go." Nobody's going to call the cop station to say that.
What was Lawnmower asking about me?
I will scroll up right now. No, but it doesn't matter what they use it for, right? The thing is, what I'm saying is that the bias, no matter what the bias is of a cop, the most basic bias is this: a cop will not enforce that law on his own friends and family and people he knows, but he will on people he doesn't know. That's the number one level of groupism that's going to happen with any kind of law like
I'm
that.
an Lawnmower.
Where is
Sky Gear and at Utter Self. What is
an NIDOM? He's just fucking around, I think.
Oh.
Oh, because Utter Self said that Lawnmower was an NIDOM, and Lawnmower says, "Do I really come across as an NIDOM to you?"
I don't know. Lawnmower just looks. I don't know. Just no Lawnmower to me.
Cops actually help minorities more than white people because the situation is good. Well, I mean, look, there are good people and bad people in law enforcement.
Yeah.
And law enforcement has a tendency to make people, I guess you'd say, autocratic and you know, not necessarily understanding, but it doesn't turn them all into monsters. And most police officers never kill anybody.
They have PSTD actually because of a lot of that stuff.
So the thing is, I don't like the idea of. I do like the idea of taking down police unions. Okay, if you want to talk about a group that we can fairly critique and attack, I think that is to say police unions have advocated consistently against any kind of accountability and in favor of any cop in any situation, no matter how blatant and obvious the murderous ways of the cop are, and that they deserve to be condemned for their behavior. The problem is, if we see this as, oh, that was that. No, she doesn't. She sees the mistakes I'm making and it bothers her.
Oh, that's funny.
And she's right about the mistakes I'm making. If I were to do it perfectly, maybe, but I have to do it perfectly.
It's okay.
It's okay too, the other way. I appreciate you policing me successfully like that.
Aww. And I don't mean to, like, I knew he was gonna come back. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that in my chat. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
White supremacy. That's where I draw the line.
Nice use of that. Nice callback. Because remember, a censor's had enough when they use that expression, okay?
Yes, exactly.
And the only kind of groupism that's tolerated around here is typism, okay? Your censor's had enough when they say, but that's where I draw the line.
Yes! I love you so much, Jamie.
Thank you, darling. Oh, I think Rachel low-key is impressed by Eric's game. Well, not when I'm ranting. Not when I'm obviously mad and being name-calling and stuff. I mean, any kind of groupism and unfair treatment is worth being outraged by. The problem is that everybody fixates on a certain kind of groupism over every other kind of groupism, then it's just being stupid.
If I didn't agree, I wouldn't agree. Haven't you seen us argue? If I don't agree, I don't agree. I am not like a puppet.
Like, she's totally opposed to my theory that I should force feed her Hot Pockets every night. I got my theory of a proper relationship is that the man every night force feeds the woman Hot Pockets. But she says she doesn't want to do it. I don't know. What's going on? Where's Pee-Pee?
Yeah, what's so sad? Pee-Pee seems so sad.
Hello, Pee-Pee?
Oh, I thought that was her.
Pee-Pee?
Oh. Oh, ew, Hot Pockets, yeah. But you know, sometimes you gotta have them. What?
No. There's pee-pee trouble. Don't want you making any trouble with pee-pee. Oh, there's pee-pee. I see. Hi, pee-pee. Hello, shoot. Shoot. You leave pee-pee alone. Shoot. Pee-pee house. That's your house.
Where'd he go?
Yeah, I shoot him over here. Pee-pee's over there.
Okay.
They were growling at each other.
I heard. I was like, what did he say? The other one was so sad.
I don't know. Yeah, it's trouble. I don't know. It wasn't sad. It was like warning growl.
Don't look at me like that. Don't. Okay. Look.
All right, here, trouble.
See? See? See?
There you go. Oh, that kitty. So anyway, hometown rapper, lol. What's not to love?
Oh, hey, hometown rapper. I like your icon. I'm an INFJ. What's up, Running Fox? You're definitely an INFJ. Keep on changing your icon, too.
I'm so busy, but this live stream is really interesting. I'm groupist against groups who group groupist groups based on the groupism. That's fair. I want to introduce a cool word to you guys. Agathococological? Agathococological?
Opposed
They're both good and evil.
Too many INFJs here.
How could you not expect Black people to not participate in groupism? It does seem that like they have a choice given segregation was forced on them not too long ago. Well, I mean, you have a choice to embrace the new good reality or fight old deprecated battles. And frankly, race is a deprecated battle. Bullshit or not in the past, race is a deprecated battle. You either fight on the side of good, which is post-racial, or you fight on the side of evil, which is racial. That's it.
Where's my P&P?
Oh, your P&P is over there in the bushes on the other side of the sidewalk. Like, not yet. On the bush, not one next to the meow, but over on the other side there. Yeah.
The tomatoes?
Yeah, right. Why is it that INFJs are the most talked about type of all? Well, it's because they're one of the two most metaphysical types, and so they tend to resonate on the most universal levels. ENTPs, INFJs, ENFJs presumably, and INTPs presumably also get talked about a lot. I'd also say INFPs get talked about a lot because there's a lot of INFPs, and INFPs love to talk about what being an INFP is. How do you fight against race when it seems like 99% of the population accepts it as a concept? I continue to win all the arguments. That's how. It's very easy to win all the arguments when you just win all the arguments. If you're right, you win all the arguments. If you're right and know what you're doing, you're going to win all the arguments, and then that's going to change people's mind eventually. Not because I'm right, but because people like winning arguments. They don't like losing them. And smart people will adopt my arguments so that they will stop losing their own arguments. And that spreads. When mom and dad stopped fighting, we weren't fighting. Rachel and I weren't fighting. It was me fighting against Mike Jones, who was being racist.
No, we don't. We don't fight.
Yeah, we're not fighting. Is it easy for an EP's expert thinking? No.
No, I was talking to Trouble.
Oh.
I
thought you were talking
he
about...
ran away because he saw me, and I was like, oh, no, it's okay.
Is it easy for an EHP to use expert thinking? Not really. I mean, it's demonstrative, which means it's what the EHP expects the world to demand of him when TI doesn't work. So it's something we're accustomed to using fairly often, but it's certainly not something that I apply in my own life. I don't like using it. I'm not good. The more physical the system is that I'm TEing, the less good I am at it. So, although, you learn things. SI can be a pretty good replacement for TE. If you remember, this is how I ran into trouble last time I tried to fix this. Well, then that'll help you.
Is that how you'd say I?
I think, you use FE workarounds when you can, which is to say, you listen to somebody else explain how to do it or show you how to do it.
Oh my god. So stupid.
And
but sometimes when I really agree with it, it does help me.
I mean, the thing is, my TE is bad because in part because I don't seek information when I should. I try to always figure out everything by myself. I was also talking earlier about how my TE is bad because, unlike my ISTJ friend Cameron, who's got good TE, when I try to tackle a problem with the physical system, I don't look at the thing. I don't just look at the thing for very long. I just start trying things, But what I've observed in Cameron is with his good TE, he looks at the thing for a long time and sort of analyzes it in real time, whereas I'm likely to conceptualize about it. Well, in other words, I'm going to TI it.
Do you have an image of what it looks like in your mind, and then you go do it?
Well, I say okay, well, it's like word based. Well, if this thing attaches to that thing, then it should probably be attached over there too. I talk it out basically.
I visualize it, and the visualization thing, though, you got to be careful with that, with spatially.
ESTJs can indeed be powerhouses. They usually have things well arranged in their life. They got stuff in order. They take care of their family members. They can be very fit. My dad is certainly a powerhouse.
Yeah, my mom is a powerhouse too.
He's in his 80s and he still make me jump.
Yeah, he's
son.
He's very sensible and respectable, and he has good taste. I really like those shorts that he was wearing today.
I didn't notice.
I commented on them. I told him I like them. They look very comfortable. And he said they were very comfortable. It's cool when, it's something nice and comfortable that you're wearing.
ESTJs, the thing is, they really typically age. Well, at least my dad seemed to age well. He mellowed as he aged, and he got a little less unipolar and, although he's still quite unipolar, but...
Yeah, he wants to basically meh at Aristotle.
Right, that's right. Yeah, He wanted to bring Aristotle back to tell him how his NI approach to things was wrong because it was NI, basically.
Hey, you want to know what I read about something in Greek mythology today?
Sure.
Artemis, so she's the twin of Apollo. Apparently, there's like discussions about that, and Apollo is like this sun god, and Artemis, she fell in love with Orion, but I believe Apollo gets angry and kills Orion, and then Artemis was so upset that she told her dad, Zeus, like, I'm so that they built the constellation of him up there.
Really?
Yep. And Orion's belt is like one of the
Did Apollo get punished anyway?
I don't know. It's a good question.
ESFJs and ESTJs make the worst decisions in life? I don't think so. I think my dad's made good decisions in life. I think my ex-wife, ESFJ, she's made some interesting decisions. Like I think divorcing me from her perspective was probably a poor decision.
Lucky me.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, it really is lucky.
But the slabs make things happen sometimes, and they make people toss themselves aside, to make room for other people.
Yep.
It's weird. We consider drama to be sort of meaningless and low. When we talk about Greek god drama, we consider it intellectual. It depends how you talk about it, I suppose. But it's got this history quality to it.
Yeah, that's why I like it. History, there are Roman temples and gods and Greek temples still. The Romans, the ruins. Haven't you heard of the ruins?
Well, Tiny
what
Man
a thespian thing to say.
Tiny Man 6'6", I can appreciate your gaw.
Is that socialism or something?
What are you doing, Trouble? Are you putting your male cat scent all over right there?
Trouble! No, I don't like it.
You don't like it? Okay.
Get out.
Did he eat his food already? Imagine people in 500 years just saying the hateful Trump thusly said this on Twitter. Schools or something? Yeah. What happened? Nothing happened. Oh, you mean here at the house? Rachel is chasing Trouble away because Trouble's trying to act like he owns the place, and Rachel's sick of it. Rachel takes FE offense and Trouble's bad FE.
I really do. I can't.
She can't take it. You can't take his presumptuousness as a cat. Baby, I'm with you, baby. I got your back. You want to do battle with Trouble? I feel you, dog. You're my sweet cheeks, McGeeks. You're my lady Peggy. You're my beauty king. You're my human pageant winner. You're my human pageant winning winner. Yes, you are my Rachel. You're my dinner.
Aww.
You're my human pageant winning winner.
Thank you, baby.
Actually, there's plenty of coffee here. Let's just heat up a cup.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Heat up a cup. Don't be a duck. Heat up a cup instead. I'm going to use this cup and heat it up, but that way I won't be dead. I'm using a cup I used before. That's called reusing, and that is more environmentally friendly than the alternative, which is throwing it away. Okay. Good job, Eric. Way to start the minute. I'm like As I get older, I am gradually getting rid of all nouns from my vocabulary.
Yes, to go on more and more. As you get tired too.
Just eliminate nouns entirely, you know.
Yeah.
In my meow, eliminate meows entirely. I guess you wouldn't
Talk
eliminate
about
subjects.
Freud.
It's mostly you just eliminate objects. Talk about Freud, sex.
I can talk about Freud. I used to say that in astrology, the sun was the ego, the id was the moon, and the superego was the
Juice factory.
rising sign.
INFJ.
According to me.
Hometown rapper Carl Jung was an INFJ. Talk Freudian to me. Tell me about your dream, Running Fox. What did you dream about? What did you dream? Somebody tell me about the dreams. I'm going to give you a Freudian interpretation of it, okay?
There was definitely Pia and Kia there. He got Mike got negative. He got 0 points because he kept on going.
You know, the thing is, Angatir, Kya is a dismissive Pia. I'm quite certain that Carl Jung is an INFJ. The I stands for introverted. The N stands for intuitive. The F for feeler. And the J for judger. INFJ.
Who actually perceives.
Rachel looks like everybody's mom because everyone's attracted to her. Ha 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 ha. But I get to keep her and you guys don't. Yes. I feel like a very fortunate man in general. I feel very pleased to be with Rachel. She's obviously very young and attractive compared to me, so I feel like I scored in that regard.
Thanks,
And she's an NI dom. And we're also, don't forget about our biorhythms.
Yeah, our biorhythms are, what, 90%?
Although I bet you for the last couple of days, our physical biorhythms have been more separated than usual.
Okay, let's check.
We should check and see.
Because, I mean, you know,
Yeah, let's find
it's
out.
rag time.
Well, also, I've been taking these long naps during the day.
True.
And then you've been going to bed earlier than me. That's what happened last night anyway.
True.
That's what friends are for making some coffee with a lot of creamer put in it.
Is it for both of us?
Yes.
Thank you.
I don't think it's hot enough. It is barely hot. I think it'd be good temperature to drink.
Okay.
You see, the thing is, you have to get the coffee at a certain temperature. It won't melt the non-dairy creamer. Is it possible for an INTJ to improve FE and SI, or if so, should I? FE probably won't develop with age. It'll probably be always kind of primitive. However, it can express in a more like if you are being shaped by an environment that's fair, just, true, and wants what's good for you, then your FE will improve over time.
It's so good.
It's good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. I think Victoria, or maybe who's it now? Ooh, Alina. Saw me yesterday. Where?
I feel like improving FE is easy, but the question is, will FI allow you to lie? Well, look, FE is not necessarily lying. The thing is this. There's people like my friend Cameron. He's got, by most people's account, if you were to judge him on correlates or something, you might say his FE is too good for polar. But when you hear him talk about various things that are FE related and how much sort of venom he has towards it, he's always talking about it as being manipulative and people playing those games they play, and he views it as this dark art that he doesn't understand. When we talk to him about the park, right? he told how he felt, and when I asked him to articulate any FE observations, he went back to the initial call and said, "We kind of had a nervous audio sound to him." And then he didn't really tell us at all how the guy responded to the thing. He didn't really know. He didn't really kind of get the question. It's kind of a good way to test FE polar, perhaps, is to say, describe a recent encounter. If they're SI anyway, describe it in detail, and then exemplify it. And say, well, first I said to Maria, blah, blah, blah. Then Maria was surprised. And she said, really? And then I said, blah, blah, blah. And if the story they give you has none of that FE stuff in it, it's just kind of like about them and their feelings, then that might be indicative of like epipolar or something. You are good at mind reading, James. I've always said that. You can always tell what card I was thinking of in my mind.
What card are you thinking now? Can we play?
Sure. What card am I thinking of?
Ace of Swords.
No. 7 of Clubs.
Oh, can we play?
Oh, you want to play tarot? Sure. Who wants a tarot? Who wants a tarot? Who wants to be tarot now? It's just like a carob tree that makes chocolate milk that's not carob from a cow. Filling with the venom and eliminating, in other words, a minute made him, fill him, kill him, double the venom and bottom is in the lake, obliterating everything. Are you rapping emailed anthrax?
I think so.
Fill him with the venom and eliminating, in other words, a minute made him, finna kill him, double the shenanigans, double the barking, bodies in the lake, obliterating everything.
Buddies.
I got this one. Maybe that's for you, emailed anthrax.
Ugh.
I think it
Maybe
is.
It's time for you to hang in. Be like...
You know what this card says to me?
What?
Don't let him take your fire stick. That's what this card says to me.
It does, though. That's like really, really what it says.
You hold on to your fire stick.
Yeah. Whatever that may be.
Email anthrax. That's the tarot's message to you today. Summed up. We're gonna do summed up message from the tarot. Okay.
Ooh, tiny man 6 small
okay.
One.
Summed up message from the tarot for each person. Email anthrax. Your tarot message is: don't let them take your fire stick. Tiny man 6'6". What does the tarot have to say to you?
You're learning about your money. You just got yourself a horse and became a knight. Bam.
All right. You know what I'm gonna say about this though? This is the message the tarot is trying to say to you. When it gets uncomfortable, just take off the helmet.
True. It does get very hot.
You've been riding all day. The sun's starting to set. Just take out the helmet at this point. They won't notice. The other soldiers in your marching line won't notice. It's fine. Okay, so your message, Tiny Man 66, is when your helmet gets uncomfortable, take it off. That's the message from the tarot to you today.
And enjoy the ride.
All right, let's see what the message in the tarot for James is. Okay, so your message is: don't forget to put trampolines at the bottom of the tower.
Yep.
As an INTJ, you can anticipate this. Yeah. You already have trampolines set up out there.
What is that saying? When parents are like, "Oh, if your friend Jimmy jumps, are you gonna jump?"
INTJ says, "Well, yes, because I put a trampoline down there, or I hired somebody to do that."
This is the fire drill we're doing now, okay?
Okay.
That is how they used to do fire drills.
So James's message is: don't forget to put a trampoline underneath the tub.
Oh my god. That brings back so many 1920s, 1930s comics of them going back and forth with the fire going on, the trampoline.
Yeah. Lawnmower. Your message from the tarot. Stop knocking cups over.
That's me.
That's your message from the tarot. Stop knocking cups over.
Oh, Eric, you're so funny.
Thanks, Rachel.
You're welcome.
Sky Gear, did we do your yet? No. Sky Gear the skeptic. Look at that skepticism.
That bun is good. I like it a lot.
I think it's good smoking weed.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, 5, 6, 7, 8 of cups. You're on a journey.
Okay, so I think the message here for you is try not to get your clothes dirty when you're holding things up to the sky. Don't get your clothes dirty. Why? Well, you've chosen to wear your nicest red cloak out into this wilderness spot. There's rocks, there's plants everywhere. When going to the wilderness, wear the appropriate clothing. I'm sorry.
That's
all right. I think I'm about ready to wrap this up. Is there anybody else who needs to get a card?
One?
Sure. Rachel, let's pull your card. See what your message is. So, Sky Gear's message was careful. The wilderness makes your clothes dirty. Rachel's message is
I got that for myself today too. That looks exactly like me.
Which one?
Hangman.
Not the baby.
Not the baby, no.
I think the message here is
Here.
yeah, it does. Here, check it out. There's her hair like that. This guy's hair like that. Yeah. Very similar. Thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome.
I think I know what it's saying. If you want a novel way to dry your hair after a shower, hang yourself upside down.
Yeah.
They work in this way, hometown rapper. So let me do you, okay? Hometown rapper, I'll do you right now. Let's see
Hometown rapper.
Let's see what message the
I like
tarot
that
has
name.
for hometown rapper. Okay, the message here is when leaning on your sword, careful not to sever your wiener. Okay? It's a metaphor. So it doesn't just mean it literally, it means it metaphorically too.
Mm-hmm.
When leaning on your sword, careful not to sever your wiener.
Mm-hmm.
Good advice. Good advice. You were going to write the same. Oh, NE. Look at that. Look at that NE. Anybody we didn't do yet? Anybody want a card we didn't do yet? Oh, Rachel, you wanted one. Oh, I did you. How about me?
Yeah, you. And then for trouble. And PP.
For me.
Ooh. You're ready to go.
When walking in the wind, cross bridges quickly. Makes sense. That's got good sort of,
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Get off that bridge.
Osho, right? Osho?
Yes.
It's got the Osho-like quality of NI to it.
Yes, it does.
When walking into the wind, cross bridges quickly. Osho, so wise. So wise. It's amazing. And Getir, we didn't do you yet, did we?
No, we didn't.
So my message is when walking into the wind, cross bridges quickly. Angantir's message is wear something warm at night. Wear something warm at night, okay? That's the message this card is saying to you. You don't look it, but you can't really see it from the camera, but if you look really carefully, this guy's nipples are rock hard.
It is nighttime.
Yeah. Why are they so rock hard? Because it's freezing cold.
Yeah.
And all he has on is his caveman. So he's got his caveman outfit on. like one-armed caveman guy, you know? It's like, no, dude, come on. Get a jacket.
Yeah.
So that's the message to you. Get a jacket.
Get a jacket. Jackets are cool.
Yeah. Outer self, yes, you may have one.
Yay.
Oh, here it is. This one popped right out. The message is, when holding a melon, be careful not to knock it against a branch, or it may fall down from the turret and break on the ground. Okay? Remember, the message is, remember, branches can knock fruit from your hands. That's a good Oshoism too. The branches of life can also knock fruit from your hands.
Yes. If you knock it into another branch.
They don't. The branches that give you the fruit can also knock it from your hand.
Can we do one for PP?
Yes, PP. Okay, for PP.
Independent self.
I think what the message here is, staring out of windows won't get that cup of tea drank, young lady.
She does stare out the window a lot.
Staring out of windows won't drink tea. Okay. That's the message for PP. Staring out of windows won't drink tea. It's a good Oshoism.
You don't say something dumb.
Staring out of windows won't drink tea.
What? Staring out of windows won't drink tea. Give me some of that coffee, please.
Okay, now we're gonna pull one for
trouble, please. Poor guy. I know they're having a fucking stare off.
Wow. They're both playing staring out of windows.
Excuse my language. Yeah.
Interesting. Let's pull a card for their relationship, the trouble PP relationship.
Nothing.
I have to wait for the tarot to tell me exactly which one it is. Same old, same old.
Hey, look at that. I pulled the Hierophant for us today, too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, see, this is how I see this. This is your textbook, regular old cat relationship. The dominant male with the balls pushing around the female.
Yep, it's going to happen.
Except we're bringing a little feminism into this intercat relationship here.
Yeah, he don't know that she is.
We support PP.
She's a feminist for sure.
Yeah. Branches are your watermelon's worst nemesis.
Oh my god, there was something about watermelons in the newspaper today, and I wanted to tell you, but I forget what it was, and it made me laugh. Someone said they missed the taste of it. 10 of Cups, that's marriage.
Marriage. This is watch out. Check for falling red balls before kissing. Don't try to put all your cups on one rainbow. Don't put all your cups on one rainbow is a good saying.
Yeah. Don't be the girl at the party who's trying to get over the rainbow and messing, kind of be like, hey guy, hey guys, I see you over there. But the cups are supposed to be lining up, and she's putting her foot in one of the cups. I
think maybe a good saying would be, when at a kissing party, don't arrange cups on a rainbow.
Yeah.
See, she's missing out. Mm-hmm. This is a key party.
Hey, what about me?
It's one of those key parties.
Hey guys.
Have you heard about key parties? If people put their keys into a bowl, and then whatever key they get, that's who they sleep with. Ay, ay, ay.
I'm not doing that.
No, of course not. Of course not. Never ever.
Yeah, that is a key part of that. There was a movie about that.
That's a terrible idea. Here's a card for key parties. The Emperor. This is an example of hubris.
Well,
Key parties is hubris. Everybody thinks they're the emperor, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Don't materialize your rainbows, kids. It's unhealthy, leads to pulmonary heart disease. It also manifests as an increased risk of spreading COVID.
Tomorrow, I'm going to work on a letter and like a little like cartoon design for my sister to mail out to her.
We got to mail Octavia Silva stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Got to do that.
We got it. Mm-hmm.
Here's a card for our mailing stuff for Octavia Silva tomorrow.
Yes.
That's obviously this one pops right up. What is that?
Yes.
Seven of
Pentacles.
Waiting.
We might have to wait online.
Might have to wait in the line, okay.
At the post office.
But look, this symbol right here is when trying to mail your stuff, let the little red guy have it. That's the motto. That's the saying for this one. When trying to mail your stuff, let the little red guy have it. Over the rainbow have a secret meaning of mind control. Somewhere over the rainbow, I'll control your mind.
I never even saw the little red guy.
I thought you wanted to mail this. Yeah, but I don't want to give it to you. What? You got something against little red guys?
No, I can't.
Don't pee right here.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I just can't be near you because I'm laughing so hard.
This one we got too. This is an important one.
Pence.
It's like books make a good stepping stool. That's the saying that goes with this one. Books make a good stepping stool. They have a saying for each of these songs.
Like a sensory reading. I love it. Can I have one for my period?
Yes, for your period. Yes. Let's see. It's a good disclaimer, Sky Gear. I think it's this one right here, actually. Ooh. 9 of sticks.
Yeah.
I guess it's basically saying don't forget to plant your hedge all the way across. Don't leave a gap in your hedge planting if you want to have a hedge. You know, it's pretty simple message for your period.
Yeah, it is.
If you want to have a complete, that means basically saying, don't forget to put a pad down. I think.
Yeah, it is.
This guy's red hair represents your period. This wall represents your underwear.
That's yeah.
And it's saying, hey, you might have. Maybe it's telling you right now you're about to bleed through from your underwear into your pants.
Changed.
You wanted one for your period. Okay.
Thanks, baby.
You're welcome, darling. Jason Blood, here we go. We get one for you. Jason Blood gets a card. And you get a saying this time. You get a saying from the card. Okay, this one is pretty simple saying. Don't leave the baby close to an open window, okay? Don't leave babies near open windows. Especially when they're toddling around like that, you know.
That wasn't even on the card.
Protect your baby from defenestration. That's the message from this card, okay? Protect your baby from defenestration.
All I think about is Michael Jackson.
That's what I think about.
I can't erase it from my mind.
Okay, let's give one for James's FI. Yes, that's why, James. That's why, Jason. But okay, hey, James, your FI. Is this the same card you got before, James?
Yeah, it is.
Don't sever when leaning on your sword. Don't be careful not to sever your wiener.
Don't sever your wiener.
Did you get this one before?
I don't remember actually.
Who got this one before? I think it was James. I think the tarot is just telling you that you get that's the card you get.
Card you get.
Stop trying to get another card.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't yours?
Oh.
What was yours? Let's give you a different one. Oh, the Hanged Man. You already got that one too. All right, here. This is for
James?
outer self. And the message is, I think, watch out for that dolphin.
I would, right?
Maybe. You never know when it's going to turn around and get you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably the meaning of this card. Watch out for that dolphin.
Don't turn your back on the dolphins.
King of Cups is a message on dress code. Oh, it is? Don't forget to wear your fanciest cloak.
Can you pass me my phone, please?
Okay, you know what? I think you are correct, Skyger. I think the correct interpretation of this is the beach is not an appropriate place for your fanciest cloak.
That is a good one. I like that. It is not.
The beach is not an appropriate place for your fanciest cloak. Good point, Skygear. Thank you for helping me with that.
Yes, thank you.
Let's see. I'm going to pull one for everybody else again, too, so we have more fun with this. Okay. Email Anthrax. Here's your other message that you need to hear. Let's see. Knight of Wands. The message in this one, this is kind of like a fortune cookie message, is imagine if the pyramids were painted green. Okay, that's the message here. Just imagine if the pyramids were painted green. It's kind of like a stop and smell the roses thing, but okay. You could also say that one, damn, my horse is beautiful. Oh, no, that was green. That was green as green can be. Okay. Lawnmower. I think the message here is be careful or your elbow will shoot fire at your lady. That's possibly one of them. Or don't leave your crap by the bottom of the stairs like that. Okay, I think that's the message. Don't leave your crap at the bottom of the stairs, please. Don't get kidnapped by the moon man. That's also a good one. Yeah, but I really think it's don't leave your crap by the bottom of the stairs. People are going to trip over it. Oh, look at you. You're so handsome. I'm going to sit here and stare at you, you big, handsome lummox, you. What is that lady saying, you know? Oh. We already know what the motto of this one is. Wear a hat. You lose so much heat from the top of your head. If you're going to wear a jacket, you're going to wear gloves, just wear a hat. You're going to really feel a lot warmer. That's the message of this card. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to wrap this up. Don't do drugs, kids. And hi, Countess. Here, pull a card for you before I go. Here's your message. Okay, I think the message is this. Metrosexual and soldiering just don't go together. It's the Page of Swords. Metrosexual, soldiering just don't go together. Okay, Tiny Man 66, pick you a card about relationships. Okay, here's a card about your relationships. I'm halfway through it. Are you kidding me? All right. Who did I just pull this for? Your relationship? It looks like you've got some new feelings in the air. Might be new love coming your way. A lady named Margaret Barbara Beneficence Rapunzel Rumpelstiltskin. She's coming your way, Tiny Man 66. You're like a baby in a cup. And this bird is like a very sensual lady. Ooh, to the law, to the lizard. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here's what I say about your loaded, Countess. You got 7 cups, Countess. You know what the message is there? It's pick a cup, homegirl. There's a line behind you. That's the message. All right. With that, I bid you adieu. Oh, Levi Samuels is here all of a sudden. Now I got to pull a card for him. Let's go. All right, Levi Samuels. Jesus peeing on a berry bush. Is the message about even Jesus peed on bushes? That's a good message. All right, here you go. We already had that one, so I'm going to count that one for you. No more. You don't get that one later. You get this one. Now we already had that one, too. You get one we haven't had before. What? You get this one. Levi Samuels, you get this one. The moral of this story is clouds don't support wait for long. Osho quote. I'm making up Osho quotes. To be, you must stop doing and live. Justice. I call for justice. That's why I oppose BLM. All right.
What kind of craziness is going on?
I'm about to wrap up this except Levi Samuels just showed up.
Oh, hey, Levi.
Him a card.
Yeah.
Now we gotta make the stream longer for him. That's what he says, but he's in a REM. He's gonna discover he's in a gym because we're going to end this stream right now. I think.
Why don't we? I'm gonna take my pills at 9. Why don't we stop at 9?
Okay, that sounds good.
Oh, I want to eat some cheese. That's a good idea.
You want to go get the cheese? I'm turning these cards around, making sure they're upside down. I mean, right side up. I mean, what's a book? They gotta be taught turn the same direction. Okay. Well, I'm feeling, a little more saucy than I have in the last couple of days. Feel a little more energetic, a little more pew-diddy-pew and pew-diddy-pew. What do you say and what do I do? Pee in my pants and poo in my shoe. Beatity. You had your period last night, James? I'm glad to hear it. Is it over already? Just a quick one.
Huh?
Imagine being a monster called Cherry Bids.
Yeah.
Cherry Bidis.
You go to get anything from the garage to get plates too?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Or I'll bring you back to the plate.
Oh, High Priestess, you're upside down. There. I think I've got them all turned right side up now.
Cool.
I think it's red like Caribetus, 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 Caribetus. That's something epic. I wanted to watch TV, but someone took it before me, so I've said to myself, I'm going to do the next best thing, come to this live stream. Well, that is the next best thing, James. Levi. I got to go. Goodbye. Goodbye, outer self. Goodbye. No, Eric, no. I mispronounced it again. Caribetus. Caribetus. Charybdis. 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 That's not right. Don't Charybdis this. Or Charybdis your ribcage, bis. Ooh, yeah. Burn. You're buying the aloe. You did do the right thing. Don't be a car rib disc. Be a four of pentacles. See how this guy? What's his problem? He's got each limb doing a separate thing. That's too many limbs to have doing separate things. You're trying to multitask too much. That's the message of that card. Somebody shut that. Meow, meow, meow. Who are you talking about? Me? You mean the cat? Oh, you mean the cat? That's not a cat. That's a peacock. Okay?
We asked that a lot about the peacock.
Yeah.
I totally.
Here, I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to blow the conch shell. And I'm going to really start the peacocks going, okay? You're going to hear this in a second. You want to see it too? You can see it too.
Yeah.
I'll put this here, like so. Rachel, can you see me in the face?
On your butt, the ground, the table.
Can you see back further?
Yeah, I can see you. Now I can see you. Can you hear him?
And that's how I talk to the peacocks. By using this conch shell right here.
You talk to me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's how you talk to me. Our first speech date.
When we're in the supermarket and I can't find Rachel, I take this with me everywhere I go.
Yep, and right away I found.
Yep. She goes, oh, there you are. Well, you should remember that my dad is very, very hard of hearing. But it's like this is one thing that I want to do that I just thought of right now. I want to record the conch shell and pitch shift it and make like a conch part, of somebody playing differently pitched conch shells, basically. And then make a beat out of that. That'd be fun. Oh, he can probably hear it. You're welcome. Thank you, James. No, he can probably hear it, but if I just blow it once, I blow it occasionally. It's not like I'm playing it all day long. I do blow it occasionally, so it's not a shock to him, but blow it occasionally. That's a nice sized plate of cheese there, baby.
Thanks. People are shooting off fireworks.
Well, we sat down and ate a little bit with him tonight. He's not exactly lonely. He's got people he texts, people as friends. He has email communications back and forth with people.
A drink?
I'll get it. You got this. You do the hard stuff.
Thank you.
You want a Coke or a Sprite?
You're so fair and just so fine special.
Right. You want a Coke or a Sprite?
Sprite. Please. And thank you. I was taught to be polite. Oh man. All right.
Look what I remembered.
Sweetness, thank you.
Now, my next question is, do you, Rachel, want a glass with ice for your soda pop?
Sure.
Okay, we'll go get us put ice in our glasses.
Do we have any Advil or?
Yes. This is one regular strength ibuprofen, but what you probably want to do is just take one of these bad boys.
Tough boys. Thank you.
The big bad boys.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. That will probably solve your problem.
Hey, look at the color of it now.
Look at the color of my ring.
Oh, wow,
it's a very turquoisey kind of periwinkle blue.
Yeah.
Or sky
electric blue. I want to deem that color periwinkle now.
Me too. All right, we got that right.
Okay. Toasted crackers are horrible. I've never had toasted crackers. This cheese is probably good for grilled cheese. Especially the big baby loaf. Eric's made really good sandwiches with the baby loaf. Yay! I'm glad you're back, philosophical thinker. Glad you're here.
Here you go, Beauty Poo.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, for those who didn't hear already, we got 2 full ounces of weed today.
That's our style.
$240 total.
That's good. That's really good.
That's okay. So, like, if you were to get an ounce for $240, it would be $30.08. All right, 2 ounces for $240. That's $15.08.
Wow. That's good. I'll get them a Coke route.
I'm pouring soda over ice for you. So you will have a Sprite-based stew to drink and to love with your throat and your mouth. Because you're my lady from north or down to south.
Aw, thanks.
Mhm. It's old-fashioned musical song night. That's like a song from the old-fashioned musical.
It is, and we would meet that way.
Oh, you and I are dancing together, and life is wonderful, brothers and brothers and blah, blah, blah. Like that kind of stuff.
Where's Winston's mom? She would give us some ideas of which ones.
Oh, delicious.
Indeed. I might even have an ice cream cone tonight.
There's also those Berettas.
I know.
I had one of those the other night.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You can't go wrong with cheese, of course. Especially not this cheese.
The next movie I'd like to watch is called Before Sunrise. I want to look at the IMDb of it.
Mm-hmm.
Wikipedia probably is better.
Before Sunrise is a 1995 romantic drama film directed by Richard Linklater.
I don't really say it's drama.
The film follows Jesse, a young American man, and Celine, a young French woman, who meet on a train in Disburg, Vienna, where they spend the night walking around the city, getting to know each other and falling in love. Critics praised the performances, and the film received a rating of 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Wow, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
About as good as you can get.
Mm-hmm. My sister introduced me to it.
Is it really that good? Yeah.
Everyone I've introduced you to like it. You could be the first that doesn't.
That could be. Okay, well, sounds good.
Richard Linklater, man. That's not for everyone. I showed it to. Okay, so my ESFJ sister, when she went away to Africa, I believe, I watched Before Sunrise, and I loved it. And she's an ESFJ. I showed it to an ESTJ, ENFP, ISTP, and an ESFJ, and they all loved it.
That piece of cheese is for you, darling.
Thank you. Yeah, I could have, but
why did your sister go to Africa?
I think she helped build. I don't know what she did there. She helped with teach and stuff.
Well, you know what they really need in Africa?
What?
Fly swatters.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a serious fly problem. Their flies are always landing on people.
She said that was the worst part of it. She was so happy to not sleep in a tent. That was the first thing she said to me.
Well, this is a serious money-making possibility. For the first person to introduce fly swatter technology to Africa is going to make a fortune.
A fortune.
So many flies there.
Mm-hmm. It really is. She came home and was like, not to sleep in a tent. And because, like, in my world, I'm like, oh, it's like no big deal. She's like, yeah, but they break. And then sometimes you gotta get new ones. And it's so hot and stuffy in the tent. Like, it's not an ideal sleeping situation. That is faux shizzle.
I like Asker the ENTJ's motto. It's not that I don't care. I just don't give a fuck, you useless shit donkey. That's so encouraging. Mm-hmm. It really is. It really brings
you
the
useless
team
shit
spirit.
Donkey. I can see an angry INTJ saying that.
It's so much worse than the useful shit donkeys. Useful shit donkeys still may be shit donkeys, but they're so useful.
Yeah, they probably get like paid a little bit.
We didn't really eat much today, huh?
I'm not hungry because I'm on my period.
I see.
I'm bloated all over. And that makes me not hungry.
The discharge of uterine lining is an appetite suppressant. Maybe we should prescribe people who want to lose weight period blood.
I think we should. That is a good idea. I love you. We're meant to be.
Even if it doesn't suppress their appetite, it'll be so gross eating it, it'll make them puke up all their food.
I think those rods was the parting of the sea.
You know what I like? I like our cute matching shirts.
Me too. Seriously, did not mean to happen too.
Look at that.
It was not planned, babies.
Oh. This is FYI.
Oh my god.
I really have eye on you.
Yeah,
look at that. Let's kiss.
It tastes minty.
Does
Very
it?
nice, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't taste like cheese or anything. Why does mine taste like cheese?
Hey, is that a Glee girl and a T? Is that Glee girl a TE dong? I don't know what Glee girl you're talking about. Somebody from the show Glee? Who's that Glee girl?
I have to be good to myself tonight.
Okay. Well, just give that ibuprofen a second.
Yeah, it's gonna kick in. The marijuana helps too.
Would you like a long rip?
Yeah. Okay. A small one, please. I wish I
Listen, what I would say is take one bong rip off it.
And that's it.
Well, and then leave the rest of it for me to finish.
Okay.
Instead of you trying to finish them. That's where you always have the problems, exactly. Right?
That's one of the first things that I told you, that you could always finish mine.
There. You got a bong rip. It's not going to make you cough to death.
It's still a lot of smoke, which is good. That's exactly what I need. Oh my god, so much better. Oh my goodness. Oh.
The title is so true. The COVID response and Black Lives Matter are both well-intentioned wrongness. That's a big old June bug just came in.
Really? Where's Pee-Pee? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Don't call me a hot bottle bag. Oh wait, never mind.
Translate this page. Hey, happy Pride Month, everyone. No, a story that I can. I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Hey there, Jason Blood. I can't read those crazy words of yours, okay? I can't read those crazy words at all. It looks like weird T, broken Y, TJ, to Ytich. Well, I can't even read those letters at all. Do you know Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter? No, I don't know that show. If it's an anime thing, the anime show that I'm familiar with is just Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, both of which I've watched all of them in subtitles. Okay, watch it. Just watch it. Watch Hunter x Hunter, the 2011 one. Watch it. Just watch it. All caps. Okay. Madara is an ENTJ, I would say. Possibly an ESTJ. It's awfully past focused. Jason Blood, those crazy words again. I can't read any of that. Death Note is a great MBTI study type anime. There's a squiggly line and there's a box, and that's Japanese. Correct. Kakashi, well, I would say INTP because he's probably an INTP, but you see him more as an ISTP probably in that show. He's an INTP. That's why he's reading all the time and reading about like FE stuff. He's getting his fourth slot FE, but you don't really see him doing a lot of ideational stuff. Of course, he's INTP, so he's introverted. I'd say he and Shikamaru are both INTPs. Baka, baka. I know certain Japanese things because of watching anime. What's happening, Naruto? ESFP. Here we go with some more crazy words. Tipple Mer. Yeah, Henwood. I can't read that. Erickson. I want to be Kun, though. I want to be like, you know how Hinata calls Naruto Kun? I want to be Eric Kun. Is Kun what a girl calls you if you are like her crush? Is that what? Why does Hinata call him Naruto Kun and Sakura just calls him, I don't know, Naruto something else. I watched Sub. I can't stand the dubs. If I can't find a sub one of things, then I can't watch it. Kun is proper. I know Sama is old lady. So if I were to call you Kyra Sama, that'd be like Grandma Kyra. Oh, I see. I do like anime. I mean, I've watched some of it. I just, I also watched one other anime series that I watched was Ajimino Ippo. It's an honorific suffix. Sama. Respected Grandma Choji. That's how it translated in the subtitles. It'd say like Choji Sama. It'd say respected Grandma Choji. Hajime no Ippo got you into boxing. Yeah, that's a great boxing one. Steins Gate. Well, okay. I think I'm going to wrap up this live stream. I'm going to wrap it up with my wrapping paper by transubstantiating this bong rip, and I'm going to split it between all the attendees here. Everybody gets 1/16 of this bong rip. Okay, go ahead and enjoy this one. Enjoy it with your lungs. Enjoy it with your mind. Enjoy it with your brain. Enjoy it with your time. Enjoy it with your loins. Enjoy it with your liver. Enjoy it with your kidney. Enjoy it with your sister. Here we go. If you mail to a company, you'll use Sama. Sama is never to be used in conversation. So it's like if you address somebody directly as Sama, you must be in trouble, right? Rock Lee is, I would say, he might be a ESFP, like Naruto, but you're probably right. He's probably an ISFP. Guy Sensei, I'd say it's an ENFJ for sure. You can't remember anything, you know. So if I were to say Naruto Kisama, I mean insult. Does it mean like not Sama? You're so not Sama. You're totally not Sama. That's how disrespectful I feel. Nobody ever call anybody just Sama, they will kill you. Really? If you just call somebody Sama, what's up, Sama? They don't like that? Why not? It's not honorific. That's like you Naruto dog. Kisama. What about Sosama? Yeah. So if I were to go up to if I were to go up to a random Japanese person and say, "What's up, Sama?" they'd be upset. I have not watched that. It's something I do want to watch. I have a limited amount of time to consume media. I spend a lot more time. Well, actually, I spend these days. I spend a lot of time. Itachi is INFJ. Itachi is INFJ. Sasuke, ISFP, I think. The only ENTP really that I can think of is Tsunade. Tsunade's an ENTP. You learn to make an SISE question. What is it? Ask me the question, Osvaldo Muniz. I'll see what the answer is, and then we'll discover what we think about it. So if I just call somebody Sama, Jason Blood, what does that mean? If I just go up to somebody, some Japanese person, and say, "What up, Sama? What up, my Sama?" What would they say to me? What would that mean? Jason Blood, pay attention to me. I want you to answer my question. You're supposed to pay attention to me. No, but what does it mean if you're like, "What up, my Sama?" You know? The honorific prefix used for people who are addicted to sesame-related products. You mean the whole Japanese culture? They're all addicted to sesame products. That is very rude to say that. Okay, it's weird that it would be rude by itself, but you add it to the end of a name and it's polite. If I call you Jason Bloodsama, it's fine. But if I call you, right, it's not because it's conversation. I got you. But if I call you Jason Bloodsama, that's polite. But if I just call you Sama, what if I could put it at first? Sama Jason Blood. What would that mean? Would that be bad? You have to put it after it? What if you put it in the middle? Jason Sama Blood. What would that mean? Congratulations. You're growing up so fast, Kyra. I see. Hi, Precious Wonder. I was about to wrap this thing up.
Cool.
It's 9 o'clock.
Ooh, gotta take my medicine.
All right. Well, friends, neighbors, countrymen, lend me your ears because I'm collecting ears. All right. Goodbye.
Bye.